everybody, this is Sherry with CPR, Craft, Pray, Repeat, and I've got some tags that I'm going to be sharing with you, and I will do my best to link everything for you in the description box. So when you're done watching the video, please check there for any and all links, and I'll be right back to share them with you in just 1 second. This is my first tag, and I went and used one of my Knitwick collections and printed out some papers. Now what I did, because I knew that I wanted to print out this jacket because I wanted it to have gingerbread on it, even though it's a snowman, I wanted him to have a gingerbread coat. So I printed out a square this big. Let's see, it's about 2.5 inches square. And I took all the gingerbread and I shrunk them down to teeny tiny, and I just put them all over in a random pattern on the paper. So I printed that out, and that's how I made his little gingerbread jacket. These are also papers from the collection, so they coordinate. I used a couple snowflake punches, and I actually had some already punched out, but these are the two that I used. They're from the Paper Studio, and I don't know if they still carry them because I've had those for a while, but I love them. And so I just had some punched out in glitter paper, so I decided to put them on. Inked everything up with my Tim Holtz Distress ink except for this white, and I used the Stampin' Up! White craft ink, which at one point they had retired, but I think they brought it back. So I'm not sure, but it came from Stampin' Up! And that's what I used for the black. And that was it. Again, this was a die that I had used in the past and I had loved. And so I decided to go through and pull out what I had from my stash that I really liked and wanted to make again. And this guy was one of them. So I just put a piece of double-sided adhesive on the back to stick, so that he sticks straight down onto a package. And I'll be right back in 1 second with my next. This is my next tag. I just cut him out, used my black glaze pen, my white gel pen. I chalked his cheeks. I used a flare that I made from one of the Knitwick collections, says the Naughty and Nice thing, and the green matched this that I had cut out a while ago. I think it's Old Olive, but I'm not sure. And it was just stuffed in the package with the stamp die. So I decided I wanted to use it, and I found some paper that was in my stash that was a sheet of old authentique paper, and it matched. So that's where I came up with my collar scheme. So the little heart matched that, so it all worked well. This is the My Creative Time bow, and these came from Hobby Lobby. Yes, they came from Hobby Lobby. And the candy cane came from AliExpress. And he had two different things that came with the die that he was holding. He held a lantern in this hand, and I can't remember what it was he held in this hand. But I didn't want to deal with those tiny little pieces. I wasn't feeling like that day. So I just used some embellishments from my stash so that he still was holding things. It still gives the same illusion that it would if I had cut out the die cuts. But I saved myself having to deal with the tiny little die cuts that I didn't feel like doing that day. Some days I feel like it, some days I don't. So this is him. He is absolutely adorable. There's actually even a tiny little die cut that goes inside the snowflake for that little teeny weeny circle there. But I used my white gel pen because I lost the circle. To be honest, I lost the circle. I mean, I was going to put it in. Then I couldn't find it. I had been coughing. So heaven knows where I coughed it at. But it's gone. And so I'm still having trouble with my throat, which is causing me to cough. I'm not sick. It's just there's something going on with my throat, and they're sending me to a specialist. And so I was coughing that day because of my throat and blew my little piece off. So I don't know where it went to, but the gel pen worked fine. You didn't even have to put anything in there, but since there was supposed to be something in there, I just used my gel pen and put it in. And it actually kind of matches the snowflake that is on the stocking here, which I think is absolutely adorable. And 1 second, and I will be back with my third and final tag for this set. Alright, this is my third and final tag for this set. And I don't know why I wanted to use this die, but I did. And technically, I think it's supposed to be a bookmark, but I really wanted to use it for a tag. It comes in 2 different sizes. This size right here, and then the longer size. So it's 2 different sizes on the die. So I used the shorter one for my to and from. I used the My Creative Time bow up here. And then this is a Spellbinders poinsettia that I put together along with some little tiny red stamen in the center. I'm going to try to see if I can find some yellowy gold stamens to go in the center, because that's what technically would be in a poinsettia. But for right now, I'm using red and it matches the red paper, so it works. And I put together the Santa. Now, it actually embosses 3 little snowflakes on the bottom, but I had these snowflake clay pieces, and I put them on because I thought the white really popped against the red and they really stood out, so I thought that was really cool. And he actually has a die-cut candy cane behind his back in the die, and I thought, well, I didn't want to do the red and white stripes and worry about it, because you had to color it in, and I didn't want to worry about the red bleeding, and I thought, oh, I don't want to do that. So I reached in my stash and found this is actually, I cut it in half. So then there's a pop dot in the center here to make it all so that he doesn't squish in the center, because the candy cane is not nearly this wide. It is one of the small candy canes from Hobby Lobby. And hold on, I think I can show you exactly what it looks like, because I think this is the thing I keep them in. Yeah. They're actually little tiny ornaments, and this is the size that it normally is. So you can see how much I have added to it to get it to, you know, cut it in half and added the foam tape to get it to be the size that I wanted and needed for the die. And again, he is one of my favorite dies. I absolutely love this Santa. And inked everything up, used some gold here for his button and his belt buckle, and he's done. He was done, and I just was so tickled with how he turned out. He was so much fun to do. I love the old world Santas. I love that these 2 dies are very similar. I thought I had a third one like this, but I guess I don't, because I couldn't find it, because I was going to do like a theme, like I did all gingerbread on one, and I was going to do all of these guys, you know, these little gnome guys, but I couldn't find one. So I couldn't find the third one. So I did 2 and a snowman. So, but these are 2, this one is my favorite. This one is a pain in the butt to do. I absolutely hate how the design of this die is made, and I couldn't get it to work right. I've had this for a couple years, and because I can't get the hat to work right, I've not used it except for the one time that I realized it didn't work. But I really wanted to do it because I like it. I just didn't like how it was designed. I don't think it's right. So I just hacked it up with some scissors and put it together the way I did. I don't think it's still available because it's been, like I said, several years. But if it is, I will link it for you. But be prepared. It does not layer up the way it's supposed to with the way they have it die cut. So, I mean, you know, one of those buyer beware kind of things. So I would not buy it again if I knew. But I do like the way it looks. And I do like the little gnomes and things like that in the old world Santa style. So, that's it. I did 3 for this set. Absolutely love how they turned out. If you would let me know which is your favorite or what you like about them or don't like, I would appreciate it. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below, and I'll do my best to answer them for you. And remember to practice your CPR, craft, pray, repeat. Thanks for visiting me today, and happy crafting. Love you all.